All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about the difference between Kilimanjaro and Everest Base Camp. So in 2009, I went with a company called Mountain Madness. And also in 2023, went with the same company to Everest Base Camp. Mountain Madness is a fantastic organization. We're actually going to talk in a future video about Scott Fisher, the creator and founder of Mountain Madness. And so when you go up to Kilimanjaro, it's actually up a path that Scott Fisher had guided himself. And it is tough. Now, one of the things you have to realize with this company, and I am so proud to have made it to Mount Kilimanjaro, and I am so proud to have made it to Everest Base Camp, but I am certainly an average guy. As you can see, I have a little bit of a dad bod going, actually a lot of a dad bod going. So I'm not in the best physique that you can see online, but at the same time, I'm competent and I still have abilities. Even though as a 43-year-old man, I'm still able to rock it. So when you go up Kilimanjaro, I'm talking like a 2-week deal where it's a steady progression up to the summit. And you have plenty of porters. We had 7 people on the hike in our group, and we had plenty of porters for all the tents. And thank God that if it wasn't for the porters carrying all this stuff, carrying all the equipment, carrying the personal baggage for the climbers, doesn't work. The percentage of people who do it would fall by guaranteed at least 90%, and that's probably a conservative number. And again, in a future video, we're going to talk about the difference, about the importance of porters and what they bring to the table, and the guides. So when you're going up Kilimanjaro, a difference is that it's not as inclined and it's not as precarious necessarily. A lot of even terrain as you're heading up to the summit of Kilimanjaro. You know, it's a progressive, whereas Everest, you're doing a lot of back and forth. The paths are in Everest, lots of water buffalo, lots of people coming down, lots of people needing rescue. When I was on Kilimanjaro, I didn't see a lot of people needing to be rescued. I had seen people who were coming down of their own accord because for whatever, and whether you're sick or they just didn't want to do it anymore, whatever they had going on, they decided they did not want to continue with the trek. And when you get to Kilimanjaro, they plan it out like to a T, to make sure, because different people have different abilities, that you get up to the summit before the sun rises. And when you see the sunrise, you know, going to that Toto song, you know, I'm not sure if there's a reference to the sun rising, but something about the sun over the Serengeti. It's so magnificent. And here I am at the summit of the tallest mountain in Africa, feeling so amazed to be there. And the same pride I had on the top of Kilimanjaro, I had when I got to Everest Base Camp, because I was not doing well. In previous videos, I mentioned that the day before I had made it to the base camp, I was contemplating shitting my pants, and of the benefits of shitting my pants. Seriously, because I was so cold. They had one of those Asian type, again, not trying to offend anybody, but those toilets that are prevalent in Asia where you're squatting down and you're defecating, make sure not to defecate on your pants. I was like, well, if I shit my pants, I'll be warm for a second, and then, I was like, well, spoiler alert, I didn't shit my pants. Now, for those who are considering going up to Kilimanjaro or to Everest Base Camp, train. That's going to look different for different people. For me, if I could do it again, which I am planning a trip back to Everest next year, hoping to take a veteran or first responder who's encountered trauma or PTSD or other issues, taking them with me and working on the funding for that right now. So We train. It's going to look different for, but get a lot of walking in. Get that walking in, because especially I'm at sea level on the West Coast. And really unless you can get into the mountains, the only compensation for that is walking. Walk with a pack. Get that pack on your back and we're talking like 15, 20 miles. We're not talking a walk around a block. So make that effort. Get that weight training in. Get those sprints in. Because one thing Kilimanjaro and Everest do have in common is that lack of oxygen and that difficulty. The guides, the staff will absolutely make an effort to get you up to the summit, but ultimately no Sherpa, no porter is going to carry you up, and no porter, no Sherpa is going to carry you down. They're going to try, but at a certain point, it's all on you to get there. And so one of the things that both have in common is a sense of pride, and a sense that all these tours are created for the average person in the average physical fitness that get to the top. And if I can get to the top of Kilimanjaro, and if I can get to the base camp of Mount Everest, trust me, so can you. Let's stack those wins to be the best you that you can be.